was
to
because you said something
pull.
about 9/11, wasn't it? That's
Yeah,
what
I
it
said that
was.
9/11
Yeah, it
was
was
what got
9/11.
me into conspiracies.
Right.
That's what I said. And then I also they asked me where I was, and I said I was on 34th Street. I watched it come down through the window, and then I went, and then I said how it made me realize how desensitized I became.
After that
Right when
or
that
during?
happened, it made me realize how desensitized. Because once it happened, I went, okay, well, I'm going home.
Yeah. You don't think it was
Like,
shock or anything like
like
that? Like you think it was just like that's kind of how everyone, I mean, I'm sure not everyone did that, but do you think it was something that came over you? You're like, I know this is a
I
big
got
deal. I need to get home, sort of thing.
no. I got in touch with my wife, and I knew where my kids were with her, and I knew they were safe, and that was happening downtown. Even though I could see it through the window, it was still
Right.
further down, and I knew I wasn't in. I mean, I knew at any moment everyone was talking about some shit can go off in the city as we're walking, but I rolled up a blunt and I walked home.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was in shock or anything, but I know I wasn't sitting there going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god."
And where were you walking back from? It was
You know,
34th
I
and
had
what?
played I had played too many games of Modern Warfare. I already had played Modern Warfare. I had already walked through an airport shooting up innocent people as a terrorist in
Come
in
on,
Modern
come
Warfare.
on, come on.
That's one of
Modern
the
Warfare,
that's one of
Modern
the
Warfare
scenes.
wasn't out yet in '01.
Yes, it was. What are you insane,
Call of Duty? Call of Duty was not out in '01.
dude?
Gears of War,
No,
2001.
you're insane, dog. You are insane,
Am I
man.
insane?
Yes, man. Are you fucking insane? What's the name of it again? Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
There you go. Buckaroo. Call of
What
Duty
year?
first release October 29th, 2003.
But on what platform?
Just in general, Call of
Just in
Duty.
general?
Yeah. What is the very first Call of Duty? Just called Call of Duty
And it's
2003.
2003. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe it was the other one. What was the one before Call of Duty? No, there
No,
was another
Medal of
one.
Honor. Medal of
Medal of
Honor.
Honor.
Yeah,
That's what it
Medal of
was.
Honor. Medal of Honor
But
was
either way,
great.
I was
It was
already
great.
fucking shooting people up and killing people, and you know, at that point, you're just desensitized. I had been watching fucking
Playing
shit since I just noticed the other day, fucking Death Wish, 1974. I went and saw it in the movie theater with my fucking father. So excuse me if death and destruction just didn't hit me like it hit everybody else.
Dude,
That No Russian
no one's
mission
giving you
was in
no one's
'09.
I'm not giving you a hard time.
Yeah, nah, I know the mission was that was a later mission. I know that. But the point I was just strictly trying to make is that I've already seen so much murder and mayhem by that time. It was like, okay, this is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So all I could do was go home, take care of my family, and see what's gonna happen. And
Yeah.
that's what I did.
99 was Medal of Honor. They
There you
came out.
go. It was Medal of Honor that I was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, you know, I knew it was one of them shoot 'em up games. But either way, I was, like I said, I saw Death Wish in 1974. I was 4 years old in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm sorry if, it's not
I
that I
never,
don't
I never,
feel it.
I
It's
never
just
saw, I
that
never saw Death Wish. The Exorcist when I was like 14 scared the shit out of me.
it
I've
still
never seen it
does.
since. Yeah, it's a horrible movie. I mean,
Death
great
Wish,
movie.
listen, you want to know how desensitized I am and how desensitized I became? I remember when I went to see Death Wish in the theater. Now that's
Mm-hmm.
4 years old. I didn't remember how old I was until I looked up when it came out, and it was in
Yeah,
1974.
74. Yeah.
So that means I was 4 years old when I saw this in the theater, because I know for a fact I saw it in the theater. I spoke to my brother about it. He was there with me. We saw
Right.
it in the theater, right? Um, and I remember thinking that
Why
the
did your dad
scene.
bring you to see this shit, dude?
What happened?
At 4, bro. He just really wanted to see it, and he had to,
He
he
wanted
had
to
to watch.
see
He
it,
had
and
to
he had the
watch it.
kids,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
had the kids.
Yeah.
So, so I remember that scene when they assault the daughter, and I'm not gonna use their words. I'm just not gonna try to say it if I don't have to. But when they assault the wife and the daughter, I
Mm-hmm.
remember thinking that the daughter, that was the most brutal assault scene I've ever seen in my life. It disturbed me. I was sitting there watching it 4 years old. It was brutal,
Yeah.
brutal, right? And to this day, I was like, that is the worst assault scene I've ever seen in a movie. That's how I felt. Then I just saw it the other day,
Not
and I
that
was
bad.
like, that actually wasn't that bad of an assault. They actually didn't even go full blown into the. In my head, when I was 4, she got tossed around to everybody. Then I watched it, and it was like, oh no, the mother got to the phone, and they wound up running out before they actually.
It was implied.
before they actually got deep into it. I mean, they were assaulting her, but like they didn't. In other words, there was no penetration or nothing like that. But in my head, at 4 years old, it was the most brutal thing in the world.
Right.
Now I watch it now, I'm so desensitized. I'm like, oh, that's far from the worst, man. I mean, the one with what's the name on the pinball machine was much more worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Then you sit there and start to like look at what's worse. That don't you see how rotted that makes my brain? And everyone else, it should. If you're a normal person, that means it rotted your brain too. But I mean, I can't speak for you. I can only speak for me.
Listen, I mean, you know, you are what you are what you eat, and
you are what you eat.
You know, it's
you are what you eat.
Yeah, it's about what you know, what you watch, what you surround yourself with,
what you feed your spirit.
I say this all the time. Your perception is the reality. You know, whatever you make, you know, your perception on things. That's what reality is.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes.
See, because
perspective,
that's
dog.
because what you're saying is, dog, is that then basically whatever anyone's reality is reality.
You're taking it too literally.
What am I taking literally? Your words?
No, dude. You're taking the essence of what I'm trying to say. You're taking it too literally, dude. It's just a saying. You're taking it word for word, bro.
Instead of giving me essence.
No. Hold on. Stop. Your perception of reality is
my perception of reality could be wrong.
All right, no, I'm all right.
You were struggling to try to figure out what you wanted to say. Go ahead,
guys. This has been another episode of Rated G. Let's just get to our sponsors, XXX Playground. Then we also got Brian T. Licata.
Listen, I will take a pause and let you get your thoughts together, brother. What is it you wanted to say to me, man?
I really think that your perception of reality is really the most important thing in life, right? Because, yes, there's all this crazy stuff going on in the world, and you need to be aware of what that is. But if you can change your perception of that reality, meaning how you feel towards things and how you act and carry yourself, you'll live a better life and a longer life.
I get what you're saying. I think I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think perception does play a big part on getting through life, how you look at things, right?
Yep.
Perspective on how you look at things, right?
Yeah, man.
But I do believe there has to be truth.
Correct.
Meaning,
I agree with you also.
Whether you believe it, don't believe it, it's just the truth. If you run face first into a brick wall at top speed, you will hurt your face. Whether you believe that or don't believe that, that's what's going to happen. So the truth is, you're going to hurt your face. You could have a perception that you're not. Your reality could be, no, my face is harder than that brick. But the reality is, your face ain't going to beat the brick.
The problem is nowadays, you know.
So that's what I mean when I say they're coming with that reality is whatever your perception is.
Yeah, they're changing objectivity to subjectivity. Things that were clearly objective at one point and are now completely subjective. You know, like gender. You know, that's an objective truth. You know, it's a scientific truth.
It's
and if you
just
trust the science. If you want to trust the science, that's the science. You know,
it's truth. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be some sort of truth. Jasmine says, I actually agree with that. It's like seeing the bright side of things. Keeping things positive doesn't mean they aren't negative things going on. And this is what I think you meant by that. I usually, like I said, words. What I think you meant by that is, or at least what I would say is, we have this reality in our head, which isn't a reality, that you have control over your life and that you have control over what you're going to do with your life. That's a reality in your head, because the honest truth is you don't have control. You can only move to make those things happen. And in most cases, if you do the work, you will reap what you sow.
Right.
But the reality is, at any given time, anything could come in and change your plans. Right. So the reality is that we are at the mercy of really whatever life throws at us.
Correct.
The only control we have is how we react to those things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, in other words, to me, it's not about truth. To me, it's more about how do we react to that truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like if a person stabs you in the back in some sort of way, You could sit there and go, fuck this dude and be first, and that will affect your life in a negative way. Or you can sit there and go, you know what? People are people. Every man is sinful. I gave trust. My trust got taken.
Mhm.
I'm not the first that it happened to. I'm going to learn from this and move forward and not let it stick so deep in my heart that I have to carry it around like luggage.
I like to do that and tell the person to fuck off. And you just dick.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to do that too,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like,
because
like there
I
is a
just gotta let
reality.
people know, dude. If you're gonna lie to me, dog, I'm gonna fucking let you know that we have a problem, and then I'll let it go, and I'll never, talk to you or trust you again. If I need to do something with you, I will, but most likely not.